Hey everyone, welcome to my beginner forearm stand tutorial video. Step 1 is placing your hands either palms down on the ground or palms together. It really is up to you and what feels best. Just make sure that your hands are never any wider than shoulder width apart. Step 2 is making sure that your elbows are directly below your shoulders. And that's going to ensure that all of your weight is running down into your foundation properly, and that when you get down to your elbows, it doesn't get spread out, that your body is aligning correctly and how you really need it to execute a proper forearm stand. The rest is really just bringing your body up to speed and understanding what you need to accomplish, and just practice, practice, practice. Once you have that foundation laid out, you're going to start to experiment with shifting weight onto it. At this point, if you're completely new to forearm stands, go up to a wall, put your fingertips right at the base of the wall, and start to practice just walking your hips up. Focusing where you're looking, your gaze, on in between your forearms. You just want to have a nice neutral gaze so that your neck is in line with the rest of your body. So you're just going to experiment walking your hips up, breathing, focusing on your form. When you walk your hips up, I want you to focus on, with every breath, powering up through your shoulders, pushing space into your foundation, really not allowing yourself to sag down into your chest and into your shoulders, but to instead just push up. We're just trying to get used to the strength aspect of the forearm stand first before the full stability and control comes in. So when you're ready and you feel like you understand the foundation, you're breathing well, and you're not sagging into your shoulders too much, you can start to experiment with popping up onto that wall. So you're gonna go through the same sort of ritual. You'll put your hands down, make sure that your elbows are below your shoulders. You're gonna focus on your breath, start to walk your hips up, really focusing on your form and your foundation, and breathing and just making sure that you're not letting things sag, that you're like present and there in your practice. And then you're going to lift up one leg, whichever leg you're most comfortable with, and then try to pop up onto the wall. The first few times you may just want to try to kick up and come back down. You might smack into the wall a little bit hard the first time. It takes a little bit of time to understand how much momentum it takes to get your body up there. Again, that's what the start is for. You just got to play around with these things, expect that struggle. I suggest holding lower center of gravity poses and really just focusing on the form. And then when you're ready, you can really try to extend up both legs. The second that your legs are straight up, your center of gravity is higher, and it's harder to balance. It requires more strength, more control, more stability. So that's why you just kind of ease your way into it by just lifting up one leg first and then bringing up the other one, and just really taking it step by step, not just trying to jump into your favorite pose right away. So use that wall, get used to getting your weight onto your foundation. That's the first aspect of it, the strength side of it, and just getting familiar with the foundation, because forearm stands, they really just feel quite awkward at first. They're not natural. We were not born ready to balance on our forearms. This is something that you're teaching yourself. So that's why it's so important to break it down like this and to really focus on the individual components. So what you have to do to start to practice that is to get yourself into a big, clear, open room. One like this, just get into a big open space. Make sure that there's nothing around you that you could hit or that you could worry about hitting. Lay down some padding. If you're at a gym, every gym has padding, mats, lay down yoga mats, whatever, anything that's gonna help make you feel better. And then you're going to do the same thing that you've been doing at the wall. You're gonna place your hands down, place your elbows down, start to walk your hips up, focus on your breath, make sure that you're gazing at a nice neutral position, really drive up through your foundation. And then you're going to lift one leg up like you have been at the wall, and you're going to give yourself a little baby hop, and you'll try to hold one of these lower center of gravity poses. So you can try to hold a staggered leg. So you can put a bend in your knee when up, and that's gonna help you keep your lower center of gravity. You can see me doing it here, and honestly, again, just practice the first few times, just popping up, just facing that fear of falling over. You just wanna make sure that you put a bend in your knee so that you're going to catch yourself with your foot, right? Because if you keep your legs straight, you're not gonna catch yourself with your foot. If you bend your knee, you're dropping your foot down closer to the ground, and you'll catch yourself with your foot, and then you can just wiggle your way out of it, take a few breaths, refocus, and then practice again. And it's gonna be really scary at first, it always is. I've like let out yells before when I fall because I'm afraid, and I'm just like, ah, ah, and then I catch myself and I'm like, okay, I'm okay. It's super important that you don't have any bad shoulder injuries. You might not want to be practicing a forearm stand. You want to also make sure that you've warmed up. Make sure that you've warmed up. If you haven't warmed up and you fall out of a forearm stand, you could hurt yourself. It requires some flexibility. If your body is warm, your muscles are more stretchy and you'll be more flexible, even if you're not a super flexible person. So just make sure that you warm up when you're ready to face that fall. So getting into a big clear space, focusing on lower center of gravity poses rather than a straight line at first. And if you're feeling like it's really too hard and you just don't feel strong enough yet, like you're like really badly banana backing and you're like, just go back to the wall and trying to hold a line away from that wall and just really have a lot of integrity in your practice and in your strength. Don't try to jump ahead to future goals and have shitty form. Take this time to really learn your form and enjoy the process. And if all of this is just feeling like super hard and overwhelming, some days you don't even have to practice it. You can just lay down on the ground and think about all of these steps and the things that I've said to you. And that is a form of practicing. Visualizing all of this will help you because you have to be in your body and present and in the moment to work on this stuff. If you're thinking about other stuff, you're not gonna be doing forearm stands. So anyways, guys, that is literally all of the little things that I focused on to get to my first forearm stand. If you have any questions about anything that I've just said, comment them below or feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. And if you like this video, just give it a thumbs up. That would be awesome. Subscribe if you want to see more, and feel free to comment. The friggin' lights! Feel free to comment any videos that you would like to see in the future because I'm back. I'm making more videos again, and I want to make videos that are going to help you learn. So just let me know if there's anything that you want to see in particular. Thank you. I love you.